Okay, so it looks like we're live here, and I'm going to go ahead and start recording things. This is another video marketing madness. Yes, we are very much live, and thanks for joining us. I'm going to go ahead and hit the record button for the audio part of the podcast, and we'll get started here. Record on this computer. All right. Well, hey, welcome to Video Marketing Madness. Ray's not going to be here today. He had planned on it. I'm Steve Sleeper, by the way. But as soon as we were ready to log in, he had a business emergency pop up. We haven't done a show in a month. Sorry about that, but uh, Ray and I were just swamped, both of us. So we finally get a day where both of us are able to do a show. And what happens? Ray gets a business emergency at the last minute, right when he's ready to log in. Go figure, huh? Anyhow, as usual, uh, Video Marketing Madness is made possible by Movo. They've got great microphones and stands and lights for your videos. Head on over to raislinks.com/Movo. It has been a crazy month with Google and YouTube. They just did a core update, and I'm thinking it was the end of February. And From what I read, it was as big an update as the zoo updates in 2010, Panda and Penguin, and and I read a whole bunch of search engine land articles on it. Basically, they're targeting AI and what they consider to be spam. Now, I have a website that I maintain for a customer that was built in 2015. Okay. And I didn't build it, but he was really upset with the SEO agency and their host and all that kind of stuff. So we just took it and moved it over to my servers and updated the graphics on it because they were hopelessly out of date. That's all we did. We otherwise just brought the same structure across. And the company that built it had basically set it up as a blog with a nice front end on it and linked a bunch of articles together. Long story short, well, they de-indexed a bunch of those pages. Now, all the pages were written from scratch. They weren't spammy. They weren't AI, but all that cross-linking, I guess Google saw it as spam. It's a secondary website at this point. Not a huge deal, but I'm going to go back and look at it and see if I can fix some of that when I get some time. And we'll see what happens with that. But that's kind of interesting. AI and spam, that's what they're targeting. And I'll give you some things that are going on right now. But here's an experience I had. I do a lot of Google business profiles, and lately I've been writing them in AI, and then I've got a number of attorneys, and I just take each article and have ChatGPT rewrite it for me, and then we post that out to all the Google business profiles, and all of them except for a couple of new clients were on page one somewhere. The guys that were at the top of the three pack, the Google business profile three pack on page one. The guys that were at the very top, they stayed there. If they were second or third, they all moved down to sixth. Now, that's the bad news. The good news is they didn't fall off the map. So, what I'm going to do is write separate articles for each one. I'll use AI, but then I'm going to spin it and edit it carefully and all that. Now, here's the funny thing. YouTube was saying, yeah, go ahead and use AI. They even came out with their own AI tool. They said it's quite all right. I would write these things. I would fact check them. It's not like I was trying to get away with something. I was only doing what Google said I could do, and I got probably a bit of a penalty for that. So I'm just going to put some more work into these things, make it all unique content. Chat GPT is great for ideas and helping you write stuff, but you can't totally rely on it anymore. Even Bruce Clay, who's kind of considered the guru, the father of SEO, when ChatGPT first came out, basically what he said was AI is okay, but fact check it. And well, and Google was saying that. Well, now here they are saying no, and they're clobbering you for doing that, de-indexing websites. I would call that clobbering. Um, and YouTube seems to be doing something. I uploaded a video of a court proceeding and chopped it up and commented on it and all this and that. And I did that probably 3 videos or so, and they were like the one video was getting 62,000 views, and YouTube suspended the channel. I went to, and here's a tip for you. You can get a little help from it's Team YouTube on Twitter. I refuse to call it X. That's my official name for it. Team YouTube on Twitter. And I went there and said, "What happened here?" And because what they'll do is they'll suspend your channel, but they won't tell you why. So I read through all the community standards. I saw 3 things it might have been, and I answered all 3 things. And they came back and said it was copyright. And they got a fancy name for it, but it was basically copyright. And they gave me a form to fill out and send in. These videos, they're using public records. There's 20 other people out there doing it, maybe 30 out there doing it. YouTube obviously considers it fair use, but what I'm thinking happened, somebody reported it, and YouTube suspended it. Would that have happened if it had not been during this month-long period, 6-week period where Google's updating the algorithm? I don't know, but it sure is kind of funny that it happened right now. So just be careful. Don't change anything. Just keep everything alone. Don't introduce anything new. And possibly the mistake I made was uploading a different kind of video to a channel during this 6-week time frame. And what they're saying with all the algorithm changes, just don't introduce anything new until next month. I think that's what they said, and that will have been the time frame you need to follow. I'm looking at a calendar right now. I think one of the industry Bibles, I'm going to say search engine land, came out on March 11th and said the algorithm change is done rolling out, or is done. They've done everything they're going to do, but let it roll out and don't do anything else for the next 3 weeks. So if you wait until the second week of April, you're going to be okay. So it's possibly a shame on me type of thing. Now, the problem is, I honestly don't think I did anything wrong. Okay. And YouTube scares me because I've had channels suspended and they don't bring them back. Ray's had 9 in one day. We didn't do anything wrong. I mean, we did not violate community standards. Sometimes they'll bring them back, but many times they won't. And I got funny, but I got a request from YouTube to fill out a survey. And basically, I just told them that I wasn't happy with them, and they scare the heck out of me. They raise my anxiety because they suspend channels that I've put a lot of work into. The channel that got suspended, the client had paid me $6,000 to do all those videos. So now I owe them $6,000 in services. And long story short, we'll get it figured out, but you can probably tell what I'm talking about. So anyhow, I'm not going to get into more of the granularity of the core update because it probably make your eyes roll in the back of your head. But here's an article from Search Engine Land. Google's March 2024 core update, 5 things you need to know. I'm not going to read the whole article. I'm just going to read the headlines. Google is completely de-indexing websites. And like I said, that's what happened to me. They say low quality websites, useless information, poor user experience. pages created just to match specific search queries. Well, that could have been what happened with that one website. I didn't build it. Um, Penalties are swift, and I've seen it. I saw what I saw as soon as they announced they were doing algorithm updates. Um, Again, what they're saying is they're targeting AI and what they consider to be spam. That first one on the de-indexing is a good example of what they consider spam. Websites that survive previous updates are not immune. So there you go with the 2015 website that I manage and had nothing to do with building, but I just, keep an eye on it, have it on my server and check it uh, rather often. Outdated error-filled sites are vulnerable. Well, that makes sense. And even small AI content sites um, were affected. And again, in one of the articles that Search Engine Land put out, they did focus a lot on AI. So be careful with AI. I'm not saying don't use it. And what's weird is that Google launches a Help Me Write AI assistant for the Chrome browser. So I don't know if they're schizophrenic or what the deal is. But there is a plugin that will help you write, and it's an AI assistant plugin. I haven't tested it out. I may try it, but what I'm doing is I'm writing unique articles for each one of my Google Business Profile posts. This is again, I'm repeating myself, but and then I take that and I run it through a spin software, and then I heavily edit it. Um, and so I spend the time on it. I honestly need the help to do that to get anything done. But when you spin anything, you got to go through it with a fine tooth comb to make sure it makes sense, because they'll use any synonym they can find, and sometimes it totally changes the meaning of the article. So just keep that in mind. Now, here's another one. YouTube introduces mandatory disclosure for AI generated content. I haven't seen it yet, but there will probably be a disclosure in the back office. Oh, it's called video details. When you upload your video, you click on it and you see what's called video details. So you see the title, description, and where you can upload a thumbnail and playlist. Well, it'll probably be in that area, and you have to tell them if it's got any AI at all. The videos that I create for the attorneys, which are in conjunction with GMB, or Google Business Profile, I call it GMB, Google My Business, but the videos that I upload, I was cross-linking them to the post and using the same copy as the post. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm still doing the videos. I don't have as many backlinks in it as I had before. I'm including a citation, backlink to the website, backlink to the Google Business Profile, and then whatever community I'm talking about, I'll include driving directions for that community. I used to include driving directions for the entire market. I'm probably not going to do the 5-star reviews anymore, because I was using those over and over and then cross-linking them, the Google Business Profile to the YouTube video and vice versa. What I will do is upload that video. These channels, the older they get, the more views I get from those. You don't get a ton because it's local stuff. It's DUI lawyer in Jackson, Mississippi. But when somebody's looking for a DUI lawyer in Jackson, Mississippi, hopefully they find that. And then to kind of help them find it, let's say my post is about, do I need to get out of the car if a cop tells me to during a DUI? So I'll have copy in that in one Google Business Profile post, and then I'll do another post and say, hey, here's a video about, do I need to get out of the car? And just do that, and not do all the fancy cross-linking and all the backlinks that I was doing. I base that assumption on the attorney, old attorney or attorney old website that got a lot of web pages de-indexed because they did a lot of cross-linking. So I'm going to carry that over to this and see how it works, and I'll keep you updated. But they are going to introduce a disclosure. I haven't seen it yet, just FYI. But what I have seen in the what they call the video details, or the really, I call it kind of the back office where you put all your information in. What I am seeing is I haven't seen this before: altered content. Do any of the following describe your content? Uh, and then they give you 3 bullet points. Make a real person appear to say or do something they don't say or do, alters footage of a real event or place, generates a realistic looking scene that didn't actually occur. So with my courtroom videos, I do uh, I do insert me commenting on them. I wonder if that means alters a footage of a real event or place. I'm going to say it doesn't, but boy, I got to think about that. I know with the First Amendment frauditors, they don't include everything that happened, just as a way to make them look good. And that's probably what that means. So let's say the First Amendment frauditor is harassing the cop and the cop reacts. They leave out the harassing the cop. They just show the cop reacting. Look at this cop. He's a bad guy. Maybe that's there's been a lot of complaints about it's First Amendment auditors, but if you don't like them, you call them First Amendment frauditors. So that's interesting. But altered content is in the back office of your video. Now, finally, from Search Engine Journal, and then we'll wrap it up for the day. YouTube algorithm myths debunked, insights from the growth team. So the three, let's see if I can hold up 3 fingers. The 3 things that they talk about in bullet form. YouTube's recommendation algorithm focuses on individual videos, not channel averages. I think I've seen that, yeah, with my train channel, Steve Sleeper Trains. YouTube aims to show videos that align with your interests and preferences. The algorithm doesn't punish channels for taking breaks or having decreased views. That third one has been something that they've been harping on for quite a while. YouTube, they've been putting that out there. Okay. And I'm just reading the article here. Bear with me. The approach allows the algorithm to provide users with a more personalized viewing experience, so that this is focusing on individual videos, and that kind of explains why I see what I see with my train channel. I did a video about a month ago that got 2,500 views, which is pretty good for a rail fan video. That's called train spotting is another term for it, but you just take videos of trains going by, and I show unusual stuff. The latest one, I got 175. So for some reason, the video prior kind of hit that algorithm with something, and I don't know. The algorithm serves viewers, not videos. No penalty box for creators if you take some time off. YouTube advises creators not to focus exclusively on analysis for newly updated videos, as recommendations aren't limited to recent content. So, but again, I think the 3 takeaways, I may have just muddied the waters by focusing on a little more than the 3 takeaways. The algorithm, the recommendation algorithm, which is where you're going to get most of your views. It's really not so much about subscribers, unless you interact with them at tentpole events or something. But it's about recommendations. That's where you're going to get most of your views. It focuses on individual videos, not channel averages. They want to show videos that align, if I'm out there, not a creator, I'm just looking for YouTube videos to watch. They want to align it with my interest and preferences, and they won't punish you for taking a break or for uh, having decreased views. And again, that's something that I have noticed. The big takeaway from today's show is that Google has rolled out an algorithm update. Some of the experts have said this is as big an update as the zoo updates in 2010, penguin and panda being probably the most prominent of those, although they had other animal names from the zoo in there as well. It's targeting AI and spam. Be careful with cross links. Be careful with crappy content. Put some effort into it, which is, I'm ramping up my efforts, which, I do a couple times a year. I'm spending more time on everything a couple times a year, and I can't charge more. So that's, thanks, Google. Somebody one time told me Google really doesn't want SEO. So, they want you spending money on them. So, take that with a grain of salt, but I thought that was an interesting comment. So that's another video marketing madness. I think I got you some good information today. We'll get Ray back here as soon as we can. As I said, he was ready to jump in, and he had a business emergency, a fire he needed to put out, which is kind of par for the course with us. But anyhow, today's episode is made possible by Movo. Get great microphone stands and lights for your videos at raislinks.com/Movo. And thanks for joining me. Okay, so I've stopped recording, and I'm going to quit the live stream at this time. Thanks. Take care.